No Kings Protest. The No Kings Protest, also known internationally as the No Dictators or No Tyrants protest, was a series of demonstrations that took place on June 14th, 2025, labeled as No Kings Day by the participants, largely in the United States, against Donald Trump's policies and actions during his second presidency, including his purported fascist tendencies and associated democratic backsliding in the U.S. The protest took place on the same day as the U.S. Army 250th anniversary parade and Trump's 79th birthday. Organizers estimated that more than 5 million people participated in more than 2,100 cities and towns, including the flagship event in Philadelphia. More protests took place in the U.S. territories of Guam, the Northern Mariana Islands, Puerto Rico, and the United States Virgin Islands, and in 20 foreign countries, including Canada, Japan, Mexico, and Europe. In countries with constitutional monarchies such as Canada and the United Kingdom, the alternate dictators or tyrants titles were favored over kings to avoid confusion with an anti monarch movements. Hawaii did the same to avoid confusion with a King Kamehameha Day parade held on the same day. The No Kings protests were organized by the Indivisible and Progressive organizations as a part of a coalition of more than 200 other groups. The event aimed to protest the policies and actions of Donald Trump administration, including his purported fascist tendencies and associated democratic backsliding on the United States. Its name and theme reflect Trump's own contents that he is a king, and several posts by his administration that depict him as a monarch. The June 14th demonstrations built on previous nationwide No Kings protests, notably the nationwide No Kings on President's Day event on February 17th and others on April 19th. Trump publicly opposed the demonstrations. "I don't feel like a king," he said, adding a threat to people who protest at the parade in D.C. For those people that want to protest, they're going to be met with a very big force. The organizers, led by Democrats abroad, also organized solidarity protests internationally because many countries have monarchs and heads of states. These events were labeled as No Tyrants demonstrations with the message of "We reject authoritarianism, we reject fear, we reject tyrants." I think it's funny. No kings, no tyrants, no authoritarianism, but yet that's what the whole world is. You could call it whatever you want: kings, queens, presidents, prime ministers, you name it, there's authority. You have multiple layers of authority. People pay taxes. People, people do a lot of things that back in the day we didn't do, even when there was a whole lot of king and queen stuff going on. I think a lot of people are hypocrites. And moving on. Organizers estimated that more than 5 million people participated in more than 2,100 cities across the town and the country, according to statements by No Kings and the American Civil Liberties Union, a co-sponsor of the protest. The No Kings statement said the day saw the largest coordinated protest since the start of the second Trump administration. And that's another thing. A lot of these protests are, even though there are regular people like me and you and civilians in this, a lot of these protesting groups are organized by political people, political leaders, group leaders that are indeed trying to get into power positions, such as kings, queens, monarchs, authority positions that they're supposedly against. Protests by U.S. state. I'd probably say almost every state probably had somewhere there was maybe protesting a little bit. For sure, I would say probably most of them. International protests in Europe, across Sweden, Norway, Portugal, Italy, Germany, Finland, Czech Republic, Denmark, you name it. This was a big event. I heard about it a couple days prior. I meant to go to some of these protests to get some footage, but I did not. I forgot about it. I got busy. You know how life goes, working, family, all that good stuff. So I just got to witness it on the internet. But I know here in Michigan they had many protests in Detroit, Ann Arbor, Lansing, all over Michigan. They had protests, and they also had both sides of the protest. People that were for the protest, no kings, no monarchs, no whatever, and then you had the other side that supports, you know, Trump and the authority and ICE and what they're doing. So I know in Detroit, you know, there were some fights and some clashing. Throw your thoughts and opinions in the comments. What do you think about this No King's Day? Did you participate? Did you go to any of these protests? Do you support the protests? I always support protesting. I support our you know, our freedoms to pretty much do what we want, including protest against the system. Whether I agree with it or not, I agree with protesting. Um, but let me know what you think. Hit that like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll catch you on the next one. Much love, peace, blessings, and much gratitude.